Welcome back, guys. It is 50 degrees and overcast, and I'm going to show you guys how to rig my little hydroplane project. This is a, I'm not really sure, I thought this was a Mini-Max at first, but it's actually a plan from a 1956 Popular Science, and it just said Outboard Hot Rod. I'll put a link down in the description below, but it's got the plans for this boat. What's kind of unique about it is that it looks like a little runabout, but it actually has two little sponsons sticking out the bottom, so it's a 3-point hydroplane, and it was a Class A or Class B originally. I don't think it fits in those classes anymore because it's only 8 feet long. I have never tried it, but I'm going to show you guys how I rigged this. So this is a Mercury Hurricane / KG4H. It's a 10 to 15 horsepower motor. I rebuilt the Carb in one of my previous videos. I'll put the link here. And I also had this lower unit, which is a Quicksilver lower unit rebuilt. It's beautiful. I'll get into that in a little bit. But what I'm going to show you in this video is how I rigged my Deadman's throttle and steering on this little guy. And then hopefully we'll get it on the water. So let's do it. Alright, so now we're going to mount the Carb. I don't know what type of throttle actuation this used, but we're going to be using a couple parts from Portage Bay Systems. It allows you to use a regular throttle cable. So we're going to take off this part and put on this part. So you can see that this piece has this channel. We're going to put that downward, and then you put it on the post and then thread the fastener in from the top. Alright, so I'm not sure if this will show up on the video, but there's this post here and there's the fastener here, and that's supposed to correspond with these two holes, but they were machined incorrectly. I don't know what's going on with the tolerances, but they don't line up. So what I did is I just took a countersink bit and, you know, basically widened that on the mating surface, and we're just going to smash together and see if we can make it work. That did not work. I don't know if you can see, but the stud is just pressing into this counterbore. So I think what I'm going to do is just try to open up that hole a little bit more with the next size drill bit and hope that it works. Alright, so here's my current plan. If I use this adapter without that plate, without this plate, this bar right here originally interacted with this guy, if you can see that, and then when you move the throttle lever, which is right here, this would adjust the throttle because this little curved piece would hit the bar and open the throttle. I'm not going to have that anymore, so this is now just an advance lever. I still need it. I think part of the issue is this one might be bent down a little bit, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this throttle adapter right like that. The issue is when I choke the motor, it runs into this. So I think what I'm gonna do is clearance the top of this choke arm. You can see the shiny spot on the top of that choke assembly lever. I lowered it and put a ramp in front, so let's see what happens. So here's the choke. You can see that that little wedge just has enough clearance to choke it now. And then check out this clearance for the advance. Ready? Whew. Yeah. It is real close. To hold the outside of the cable, we need to install the cable mount. That's going to go right here. So we're going to take that bolt out. There's the throttle cable mount, and again, it's not machined correctly. God damn it. Alright. Well, I'm going to have to go adjust this and then we'll install it. Yeah, I know I'm not supposed to use aluminum, but whatever. Let's see if that radius on this back edge helps it fit. Success. Alright, that's on there. This doesn't hit, right? Oh wow, it's really close, but nope. Man, I am so pissed off right now. So because none of this was fitting, I was trying to bend this bracket and I stupidly thought I could just torque it, and I wound up snapping the die casting of all this shit. How is this supposed to work? It just interferes, and then it interfered with the choke lever too. So what the hell is the point of this stupid throttle adapter if it interferes below and above? I don't get it. Why is it such garbage? Okay, so sorry for that rant. What we're going to try and do is pull the flywheel and see if I can JB weld this back together, because really all this load needs to do is spin this guy a little bit. So we have a strap wrench and a pipe wrench, and there is a Mercury socket that fits this. We don't have that, so what we're going to do is just put some cloth over it with a pipe wrench. So let's do the strap wrench first. Hey!
Oh,
hey!
I need the rag.
Hey!
He was gonna give up. Alright. Woo! Flywheel off.
Alright. Now we can see what I snapped.
Woo! It's good. But hey, I mean, that's still... Yeah.
So we've been trying to get this thing started for a while, and Sarah had the idea of just wedging the throttle all the way full open, and it started and just revved to the moon, and she was holding on to the back of it, so when I started this, it wouldn't kick up. She just ran. She was like out of the garage.
It scared the crap out of me.
Kill switch works. So, couldn't find a lock for the trailer, forgot about it. Sarah got on the trailer, it launched the trailer in the air and smashed the back of the van, so that's cool. And then it also smashed this GoPro, so now the back of the screen is all shattered glass. Cut my finger on that. And it took out the tripod, so that's broken as well. So can't really show you, but my tripod is now taped together. So that's pretty awesome. But we're gonna make up for it by getting this butt on the water. So this is my Quicksilver lower unit. Unlike regular lower units for this engine, they had forward, neutral, reverse. This only has forward, so when the engine is on, the prop is spinning. Due to no shifting, they could make this gear case smaller, so it's got a really small frontal profile, and then it's shaped for high speed. And we're gonna try to get this gear case to be right about the bottom of the boat and see what happens, maybe a little bit below. I had this rebuilt by Ron Thomas in Milwaukee. He has all the parts for these things. This is a new CNC'd end cap because mine was a little distorted. Did reuse the original water pump, but all new bearings, new needle bearings, new seals, and then there was a crack here that was drilled and welded, so you can't even see that that ever existed. So it looks real good, pretty happy with this. Was not super cheap, but looks beautiful now. So let's install it, should be pretty quick. Alright, there she is. Kill switch installed, fresh lower unit, fresh rebuild on the carb, completely not tuned. We threw some foam in there that was left over from the Dakota build. Sarah's getting some great stuff to take care of a hole in the front. And yeah, we're gonna clean the drain plug, hook this up, and rig up the steering and see what happens. Oh, boys, look at this height. Never put it on here before, but that looks perfect. See how the gear case is pretty much right in line with the bottom? That's amazing. Now I need to finish rigging this thing. I have the cable steering done in front with 2 pulley mounts. Got the pulleys mounted on this. This needs to get bent up a little bit because for some reason the steering bar is too low on this side and perfect on the other side. And we're going to be mounting an anchor point somewhere around here with an eyelet and a spring just to keep tension on the cable. That way it always is pretty tight. After that, I think we're ready to finally rip on this thing, boys. So let's get to it. One last thing I'm doing is tying down the back of the outboard. I was reading that at high speeds, if you get air, the outboard could kick up when it enters the water, so we're going to make sure that doesn't happen. Alright, unfortunately the weather has just decided to get crappier and crappier, and we're calling it because instead of it raining in a few hours, it's now going to rain in half an hour. So I'm disconnecting everything and putting it back in the garage until nature decides to not be terrible on the weekends. Hope you guys learned something. Stay tuned. I definitely want to get this on the water this year because it is ready to go. And hope for better weather. Cheers.